Matthew created Foria, the cannabis lube with the THC. It was a great product that a lot of people liked, but unfortunately, because of our laws, it wasn't accessible to everybody. So we were having a conversation, and he mentioned that he was wanting to be able to share a product that would be accessible to everybody, no matter where they lived, and that creates pleasure and bliss. And I already had a formula that I've been working with for years, and I was like, I have just the right recipe. And that formula was birthed through the relationship that I have with the plants that are in that formula.
I'd love to know more about the plants and why you chose them.
Aphrodisiacs do so much more than just enhance libido, and from a medicinal perspective or physiological perspective, one of the ways that they end up increasing libido is by calming our nervous system, dropping us into a state of bliss, increasing circulation so there's more blood flow to the genitals, and then putting us in our senses, so awakening our sense of smell and touch and taste. The main kind of hero in the formula, the main plant, like our star, is Kava Kava root, which comes from the South Pacific Islands. It's grown in Hawaii now and Vanuatu. Kava, puts us in this like yummy state of bliss. It quiets our nervous system, so any of us who tend towards anxiety or like that frazzled air element of thinking about many things just goes whoosh, and it kind of brings us into this like hum, this really yummy hum that connected to the theta brainwaves. And that place of really enjoying the bliss of having a silent mind and a relaxed nervous system. Kava is an antispasmodic, so that means it relaxes muscle tissue and it relieves spasms, which is incredibly useful for all of us who have any pain in the body. Wonderful for women on their moon time when you have cramps. Really, really wonderful to soothe any tightness and tension from the body and from the mind and from the heart. So coconut is a really wonderful fat to use as a base for this formula because it's also antifungal, and it's a really fabulous fat to use for the vagina and for sex. The coconut makes the medicine of the kava more bioavailable, and it actually delivers it into the nervous system in a really beautiful way. The ginger is another incredible plant that is also an aphrodisiac, also an antispasmodic, a pain reliever. It's actually, there are some really great clinical studies that show that it's more effective for menstrual cramps than ibuprofen. And when we drink ginger, we can really feel the increase in circulation and blood flow. So, these plants are infused in oil, they're whole plant extractions, and when we're putting them directly on the mucous membranes, they're going straight into the bloodstream. So we don't even have to wait for them to move through our entire body and our digestive system. They're going right to the area that we want to stimulate and activate and wake up.
The combination of the mint and the ginger, a
Absolutely.
little bit of polarity.
That's exactly why those two are in this formula together, yeah. Ginger, which is so heating and warming, and cinnamon and these other plants that are really warming, and then bringing in a cooling plant, it really creates an exciting synergy that feels really good.
And all of this is so subtle for someone who hasn't tried Awaken. It's really, really subtle. It's not the kind of icy hot feeling. It's really just this enhancement of your body's own sexual response in this way that maybe you haven't felt before, or maybe you felt it more at high levels of arousal. But it's really encouraging the body to move into that state, to be able to go into high-level arousal.
Absolutely.
In companionship with the plants.
Yeah, and I think that one of the differences, between Awaken and maybe some other products that are out there that are not natural, is that, while it starts in the genitals and the sensations begin there, it then moves through the whole body. And so you begin to feel the sensations in your womb and your sacral chakra. You begin to feel it in your heart and in your mind, and it really moves through your whole being, versus some of the other products that are really aggressively trying to create an ice cold, hot, whatever sensation.
Another thing that's so important and different about this formula is that it's all edible. We're not using rare herbs that have obscure, unstudied effects on the human body. These are, a lot of them, really common in our kitchens. We drink ginger tea, we eat vanilla in our tea or in our ice cream, or mint. Like, all of it is infused into what we eat regularly. So not only is it wonderfully topical massage oil and getting close to your own body, but it's also edible if you're using it with a partner, and enjoyably edible.